is Nicole Rowley for Pharma Forum at Frontiers Health 2025, and I am with Alan Crowther, who is General Manager for Eversana. Alan, you've just been on the panel Brave New Commercialization World, looking at the rapidly evolving landscape of therapies being brought to launch globally. So I was just wondering what your key takeaway was from that discussion.
So the one takeaway I had was Dan and Andrea talked about how you need to wrap the product with a full story, whether it's that has the patient in mind to deliver the full value of that product, whether it's an adherence or something that goes beyond the pill or drug to make sure you achieve the full value. At the same time, we have global policy change like MFN coming in. It's really disrupting what we do in commercialization. But you don't want to take your eye off of what they said, because that actually in this world of MFN, where you might need a higher price in Europe to succeed than before, then what they're talking about is even more critical in terms of delivering that total value to the payer such that you can be successful in this new world. So I think the intersection of policy and new commercialization models are key to overcoming the challenges that are coming from things like MFN.
Thank you, Alan. With me are Andrea Forgione, who is from Menarini Group. Next to him is Mike Ryan from Eversana. And lastly, but not least, Dan Lyons from SpringWorks Therapeutics. Pleasure to speak with you. So I have one question for each of you, and that is, from the panel discussion, what was your key takeaway?
Many key takeaways, but if I have to find out one, I believe that innovation needs to be rethink in a way. Innovation without adoption is zero. And the adoption, in my opinion, in my experience, go through three key important actors. Who creates innovation, who decide innovation, and who use innovation. So we need to align all the three to have the same language in order to let them understand each other and build at the best the healthcare and the outcome, clinical outcome.
Thank you.
Well, I kind of felt that the session we just had was kind of a convergence of a lot of discussions that went on throughout Frontiers. And, you know, again, I sensed at the beginning of the conference that there's still a lot of concern about the changes that are being imposed in the market. We talked a lot about the differences rather than the similarities. But in that session, and certainly what I've heard throughout the conference, is that it's a time rather than of fear, of time of hope. There are so many new solutions out there, and there is the appetite now, I think, with all of the stakeholders, whether they be patients, HCPs, but most crucially pharmaceutical companies and biotech companies, to embrace new ways of behaving in order to get better treatments to patients sooner. So I see it as the start of a new frontier, quite frankly, and I'm very hopeful after the end of Frontiers this year.
Thank you, Mike.
My key takeaway was simply that as we're creating this new technology, and as my partners talked about innovating and looking at the new frontier, keeping in mind what that end user experience is. And when I mean the experience, it's the patient, it's the physician, it's the payer. And how do we fit all of that into accomplishing what's right and doing what's best for those stakeholders? If we get that right, we will be able to obviously meet that new frontier as well as continue to innovate.
Absolutely. So hope at the frontier indeed. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.